Hey students, welcome back to BBA Simplified by Dr. Vinky Sharma. Continuing with our marathon class on advertising management, today we will be covering Unit 2. This unit on public relations and publicity will give you a complete understanding of how organizations maintain communication with different groups such as customers, media, employees, government, and society. Public relations and publicity are not just the promotional tool, they are strategic communication techniques used to create trust, manage reputation, and handle public opinions. So therefore, in this unit, we will study the meaning of PR, how it is different from advertising, the role of PR, the PR process, and the advantages and limitations of PR. We will also learn about publicity, how it works, its advantages and its disadvantages. So this unit forms the base of understanding the corporate communications in the real business world. So let's begin by first understanding the meaning of public relation. This public relation is commonly known as PR, and from now on we will be referring public relation as PR only. So it refers to the planned and continuous effort made by an organization to maintain the positive and meaningful relationship with its public. This includes customers, employees, investors, media, government bodies, suppliers, and the general community as well. PR is also about creating goodwill, reputation, and trust or credibility. So we see that it is not the paid advertising. Instead, it focuses on the communication which is based on transparency, honesty, and credibility. Therefore, the aim is to ensure that people understand the company, trust the company, and ultimately support the company's activities. I hope the meaning of PR is now clear to all of you. We will now look at certain key features of PR. This public relation has several important features that make it different from advertising or sales promotion. So we need to understand these features clearly. First, we say that PR is a two-way communication. The organization, they communicates with the public, and then the public gives the feedback to the organization. So therefore, it is a two-way communication. Second, we say that it focuses on building long-term relationship and not just promoting the products. Third, PR communication is usually non-paid. Or maybe we can say that it is earned, meaning the organization does not buy the media space as it does in the advertising. Then next is the main goal is to maintain the goodwill and positive image of the organization. And finally, we need to understand that PR is always a planned, systematic, and professional activity, not something which is done randomly. Also, I missed on talking on that PR works through credibility, transparency, and trust with the members. Right? Now let's understand various objectives of public relations. The first is that to build a strong corporate image so that people respect and trust the organization. Then to create confidence among the customers. Why do we need to do that? Because this confidence not only among customers but among employees, government bodies, and investors is required in case of PR, because without trust and confidence, things do not move ahead, because we don't buy it, it happens by earning for it. Next is communicate organizational policies. So to clearly communicate these organizational policies so that the public understand the company's action. Right? Then is to maintain the strong relations with the media. Why we are doing it? For positive coverage and the visibility of the organization. Next is to manage crisis and controversies. How are we going to do that? By providing the correct information and by reducing the negativity about the organization. Then is to promote achievements, events and initiatives. So these CSR activities and new initiatives which are taken by the company, we are able to promote them through the public relations. And finally, the main objective of public relation is to strengthen the community relations by making the organization more responsible member of a society. So we have understood that PR actually ensures that the company enjoys a good reputation and earns the trust of all its stakeholders. We will now come on to the slide wherein we see that although PR and advertising both deal with the communication, yet they are very different in nature. So here we will look at the difference between advertising and public relations. We here see that advertising is a paid form of communication where companies purchase the media space to promote their products. Then we say that it is mainly a one-way communication and it focuses on increasing the sales and promoting specific products or services. The message is fully controlled because the organizations pay for it. So here the major focus is on sales and promotions. The sponsor is identified and then there are short-term campaign based, right? But on the other hand, when we talk about public relations, it is majorly unpaid or earned communication. It is based on building the goodwill and long-term relationship with the public. So that is why we say that it is a earned communication, right? Then we say, as we have just studied, that PR is a two-way communication process and the organizations cannot fully control how the media chooses to present the information. While advertising is short-term and campaign-based, PR is long-term and reputation-based. So in simple words, we can say that advertising sells the product, but public relations sells the image of the company. Now coming on to why PR is different from advertising, we have seen that although public relations and advertising, they both aim to communicate with the public, the way they operate is very different, right? Because we have seen that advertising focuses on sales and promotion and the paid visibility. It tells customers why they should buy a specific product. But when we talk about public relation, it focuses on the credibility, trust and reputation, and it is not a direct selling. Then we have seen that advertising messages are fully controlled because the company pays for the ad and decides what it will contain. But in case of PR, the company cannot control the exact message because media reports the information in its own way, right? Here, PR depends on media acceptance and advertising buys the media space. Another difference is that advertising works for the short term, such as promoting a discount or launching a new product, but PR works on long term, helping to build a strong brand image over months and years maybe. Right. Similarly, we say that PR messages appear more authentic to the public as compared to the advertising messages. So remember this key point that advertising creates the customers, but PR creates a positive reputation for the organization. Right? Now let's understand the role of public relations. It actually performs several important roles in an organization. The first one, if I talk about, we say that it acts as an image builder. It helps the company maintain a positive public image through good communication and the goodwill activity. So we say that it is earned. Second, we say that PR also plays a role of a communicator. It ensures that accurate information about the company's policies, achievements and decisions, they only reach to all the stakeholders. So their responsibility is to share the positive information with the stakeholders. Third, PR works as a crisis manager. Of course, during the controversies or negative publicity such as product failure, accidents or maybe complaints, PR helps control these damages by providing the correct information and clarifying the company's stand over that issue. Fourth, we say that PR maintains the media relations. So it is called as media relation expert. It ensures strong connection with the journalists and news agencies, which therefore helps in better media coverage. Next, we say that PR often handles the events like press conferences, product launches, exhibitions, CSR initiatives and seminars. So it also plays a role of an event manager. Then we say that it plays a role of an internal relations manager. As he is maintaining a relationship outside, it is also ensuring the communication within the organization among the employees. And finally, we say that PR acts as a brand supporter. It helps in creating a positive impression of the products and services. So again, I would say that overall, the role of PR is to build the reputation, to create the understanding and to strengthen the trust between the organization and public. So basically, PR is playing a role of a mediator between the organization and general public. Now coming on to process of public relation, we say that it involves 4 major steps. The first step is research. Here the PR professionals, they collect all the information about the company, they analyze the public opinion, they understand the target audience and ultimately they identify the communication problems. So understanding the company need, environment and audience is something that is done under the process of research. The second step is planning. Here they set the objective, they choose the key messages, they also decide the strategies and further select the media or tools they will use. So this planning ensures that the communication is clear and purposeful. Then after doing the planning, they move on to third step in the process, that is communication or execution. This includes activities like writing press releases, organizing press conferences, updating social media, conducting events and sending corporate announcements. And the final step is feedback and evaluation. Here the PR team monitors media coverage, they analyze the audience reaction of the media published, they measure the public opinion changes and finally they check whether the objectives were achieved or not. So these 4-step process ensure that public relation activities are more organized, effective as well as measurable. Now let's understand what are the various tools of public relation. Because it uses variety of tools to communicate with the public, wherein one major tool is the press release, which is actually used to share the news with the media houses. Another tool is press conferences, where the company addresses the journalists directly to make the important announcements. Then there are media kits, which contain information about the company, brochures, photos, and the fact for journalists. Next is the corporate publications such as newsletters, magazines, and annual reports are also important tools that help maintain the transparency with the stakeholders. Next are the annual reports. In their annual reports, they are supposed to publish all their balance sheets and all their procedures and policies as well as their achievements, which is also published and circulated among all the stakeholders. Then the next one is events, exhibitions and seminars. So these PR teams, they usually organize the events, exhibitions and CSR activities so that they can create the positive visibility in the public. Then there are CSR activities, there is social media PR and influencer collaborations as well. So we see that in today's world, these social media this social media PR and influencer collaboration, they are more powerful tools for reaching a wider audience quickly and effectively. These tools actually help the organizations communicate constantly and maintain their positive image. Now let's understand what are the advantages of public relations. The first one is that PR offers a high level of credibility. Why? Because the messages are carried by neutral media sources rather than paid advertisements. Second, we say that PR is cost effective, making it cheaper than advertising. Another major advantage is crisis management. PR helps control negative publicity and also help in repairing the company's image. Then we say that PR also builds long-term trust or brand image, which strengthens the relationship with the customers, employees, investors and society. It can also reach a wide audience, especially when covered by major news channels or newspapers. So it reaches the wider audience. And lastly, we say that PR helps companies build strong media relation, which ensures better coverage in the future as well. So overall, we see that PR is a powerful tool for enhancing the reputation and public trust. So after every slide, actually we are concluding saying that only. Despite its many benefits, public relation also has few limitations. The first limitation is that there is no guarantee of media coverage, which means media may choose not to publish the PR story if they do not find it newsworthy. Second, or the biggest disadvantage, is lack of control. Once the information is shared with the media, the company cannot control how this news will be presented in the public. Next, we say that PR results are slow and take time to build the impact, unlike advertising, which gives very quick visibility. Then measuring the effect of PR is difficult. Why? Because it is hard to quantify the goodwill or trust. We cannot quantify the goodwill of the company. Also, sometimes the media may misinterpret the information, which may lead to confusion or even negative publicity. And lastly, we say that PR requires skilled professionals, because poorly handled PR can harm the brand more than it helps it. So while PR is powerful, it must be handled strategically and carefully. Now we come on to the second part of this unit. So let's understand the concept of publicity. Publicity refers to non-paid communication where the media voluntarily gives coverage to a company, product, event or an individual. So again, unlike advertising, there is no payment made for space or time. Also, unlike PR, publicity is usually spontaneous. It occurs when the media finds something newsworthy. For example, when a newspaper publishes an article about a company winning an award or maybe launching a new product without the company paying for it, it is publicity. So therefore, publicity is highly valuable. Why? Because it carries a sense of neutrality, trust and credibility, as the message comes from the independent media sources and not from the paid sources. However, it can be positive or negative depending on the situation. This publicity plays a key role in shaping the public opinion very quickly. Let's look at the several characteristics of publicity that actually makes it different from advertising or PR. First, we say that it provides unbiased media attention. Whatever the media is publishing, it is not paid, and so whatever is being published is unbiased because it comes from a neutral perspective. So we can say that because it is unpaid form of promotion, the organization does not purchase the media space. Second, we say that publicity is uncontrolled, right? The company cannot control how, when, or what the media chooses to publish. Third, publicity appears to be more authentic because it comes from the third party and not from the organization itself. Then we say that publicity happens only when the story is newsworthy, right? Media covers it because they believe the public will be interested into it. And lastly, we say that publicity can be both favorable or unfavorable. Favorable such as coverage of an achievement, and unfavorable such as news of a controversy or crisis. So these characteristics show why publicity has strong impact but also carries a significant risk along with it. Now let's come on to the advantages that publicity offers. One major advantage is high credibility, right? Since the message comes from the independent media, people trust it more than the paid advertising. Next is that publicity is free of cost. So the company does not have to pay for media coverage, therefore making it extremely cost effective. Then we say that publicity can generate massive public attention. So it is, it gets the attention very quickly, especially when covered by popular newspapers or TV channels or maybe some viral social media posts. Then it also helps enhance brand reputation, especially when the publicity is positive, such as product launches, awards, CSR activities or innovations. Publicity also gives wider reach, often beyond what advertising can achieve. Why? Because news spread originally. So overall, publicity is a powerful tool for creating the awareness and building the interest without expenditure. Despite its advantages, again, publicity also has certain disadvantages, wherein the biggest disadvantage is lack of control. The company cannot control the content, tone, or timing of the news. The media presents the story in its own way, so there is no control over the message content. Another challenge is negative publicity. If something goes wrong, like a product complaint, customer grievance, or safety issues, it can spread very fast and damage the company's reputation. Then we say that publicity is also unpredictable. There is no guarantee that media will cover the story at all. Sometimes the news may be misreported or exaggerated, which in return create confusion or panic among the public. And finally, we say that measuring the impact of publicity is difficult. Why? Because it is not a planned or structured communication tool like advertising or PR. So while publicity is powerful, it must be managed very carefully, especially during the sensitive situations. Having understood what PR is and what is publicity, let's now look at the comparison among the two. We say that public relation is planned and continuous communication strategy which is used to build the long-term goodwill, right? Whereas publicity on the other hand is unplanned and it happens only when the media finds something newsworthy. PR focuses on creating the relationship through events, press release, and communication programs. On the other hand, publicity focuses only on news value and often depends on external factors. Then we say that PR messages are somewhat controlled and prepared by the organization, but publicity is completely uncontrolled. PR may or may not get media coverage, but publicity happens only when media voluntarily covers the story. So in short, we can say that PR builds relationship and trust over time, whereas publicity provides sudden visibility, whether positive or negative. So we can also say that it may or may not get the media coverage, but in case of publicity, it happens only when media finds it newsworthy. Now let's understand the importance of publicity from marketing perspective. It helps create instant awareness, especially when the story is covered by major media platform. So publicity is very useful during product launches also, events, awards or achievements, because it adds credibility to the brand. Then we say that positive publicity helps build brand recognition and trust. This makes customers more confident about the product or the company. Publicity also attracts the attention of the media, influencers and the general public, which can further lead to viral reach. In marketing, when we talk about, publicity acts as a strong support to advertising. While advertising persuades customers, publicity gives the brand a credible and authentic public image. Thus, publicity plays a key role in strengthening the brand reputation and enhancing the professional effectiveness. Let's now recap everything we covered in Unit 2, that is Public Relation and Publicity. We started with the meaning of public relation, understanding that PR is a planned communication process that builds goodwill and positive relationship with the public. We identified the key features and objectives of PR, which include image building, trust creation, media relations and crisis management. We then understood the difference between PR and advertising, where advertising is paid and controlled while PR is unpaid and credibility based. Next, we discussed the PR process, which includes research, planning, communication and evaluation. We also looked at the tools of PR such as press release, press conference, corporate publications, events, CSR activities and social media PR. Then we studied the advantages and disadvantages of public relations. Finally, we explored publicity, wherein we've understood its meaning, characteristics, advantages, disadvantages, and how it differs from PR. So this unit provides a strong foundation for understanding how organizations manage their public image and how they communicate effectively with different stakeholders. Having a look on the most repeated exam question, we can see that define public relation, discuss its importance, differentiate between public relation and advertising, explain the process of public relation with example, what are the major tools of public relation, define publicity, discuss its advantages and disadvantages, distinguish between public relation and publicity, a most commonly asked question, and explain the role of PR in corporate image building. So these exam questions are frequently and repeated in university exam, and they will also help you score high marks if you will go through these questions carefully. I hope you had a good learning time. Thank you for learning with BBA Simplified by Dr. Vinky Sharma. In the next video, we will be covering Unit 3, that is on sales management and sales promotion. Do like, share and subscribe for more marathon classes. Thank you so much for watching.